with the multitude of the agents that will be out there. In the future, this will go to millions. Next biggest industry. Up until we get to AGI. The question then comes is, how are we going to interact with them, right? So all of these actually started in early stages as coding, right? So you wouldn't have an interface. So if you have to learn a new way for every single AI, and that way might be cumbersome, it's going to be a pain, right? I believe the industry is going to go towards user experience, the UX. So why is this important? Why is this even necessary?
This is what you can use to differentiate yourselves. Well, welcome to the AI UX revolution.
We've got AI, right, which is anything from agents. Narrow AI, which is different from artificial general intelligence. So you've got ChatGPT, which is the language model, or you have other use cases like I worked at 6 Sense, which is machine vision, right? These are called classifiers. Other than having these and many other AIs, the question then comes is, how are we going to interact with them, right? So I've mentioned a couple of things. Agents, you don't see them some of the time. You've got ChatGPT, you've got machine vision. Again, these ones, this can be an app, right? Depending on the use case. At 6 Sense, it was an app. At Treehouse, also an app. And you see it in the form of an interface. ChatGPT is also an interface, but you chat with it, right? But for 6 Sense, it wasn't so much as chatting as much as clicking and reviewing stuff on the platform, because the use case was within manufacturing and you only needed to review images. Now, what I believe is AI, right, will 100%. The market doesn't work, so you'll have to go to another green. Will 100% go into an even bigger explosion. So, if you now have maybe 1, 2, 3 companies doing this, and maybe you've got a couple hundreds of models, and millions of agents, of tools, and you only interact with a handful that is select of AIs, or with one general AI that has other agents integrated within it, right? Which is what they want to go to by AGI, to artificial general intelligence. But you can't really have, as of today, general intelligence. That's why you have all of these which are narrow. They're like really good at specific things, because from a mathematical perspective, there is a trade-off between different types of algorithms that deal with the process of learning for an agent and the process of decision making for an agent, right? And it's all related to mathematics down the line. So when you have all of these to cover, I don't know how many use cases, what will become paramount is setting a standard, similar to how the iPhone set the standard for touch, and how we have things that are tactile now regarding phone. We don't have buttons anymore, right? So all of these actually started in early stages as coding, right? So you wouldn't have an interface. So Stable Diffusion is a lot harder to use than you've got Midjourney, right? And Midjourney is through a platform in itself that people know and have used. The other way that can happen is voice, voice enabled. You've got Siri, you had Cortana. When those come to be and how they interact with the world, and how we'll have devices, is the user experience, the UX. My goal and what I'm focusing on in my company will be to create the best use case for a standard in using UX for multiple tools. Now, we can follow what's happening by the major players, or we can try to tweak it, right? And that's what I really envision, is being able to take the subsets, the categories, one by one. So let's say I'll take one category from D0 and it can be agents, right? And then we find based on humans, as we evolve, what's the best way to interact? Will we still keep phones? Do we still need apps? Do we want high animations? How do we want the user experience to feel? Why is this important? Why is this even necessary? And let me tell you the reason. This is the best anecdote. Maybe you've had the things around, the office, these markers, how you write things, no post notes, right? And those were eaten by software. Now you still use them like today, right? But the majority of work is done on a laptop, on software. Now AI will come and it will eat the software. So then not only you will have less software that you used to work with, you have more of only AIs for services online. So then this will become the next biggest industry. So how, and if you can be unique in how you make people interact with all of that, if you can, in a way to retain attention, then you will be able to be at the forefront of any AI technology. Your agents will be at the forefront, and this is what we're going to do, is build up the user experience for AI in line with how that will feel most natural and what will work best for us, down to the point where you can even do it with a phone.
Versus where we are today, we're limited by the input of our thumbs, and sometimes even by the ability to speak out what we want, when algorithms and the AI can work so much faster, right?
And access the internet. Like when we get to AGI, that's another paradigm. So this is, in a nutshell, how the world will progress down the line. You might have even, VR, or AR, and this can be also within this line, in between these two. And we just need to make sure, whilst we go there, we have the layers, we have the correct principles, and we build it accordingly.
So now that you understand the importance of user experience within the AI world, you will understand what we're doing to marry what we have in AI with proper design principles.
And this is what I and my company, our Fusion, are bridging. This gap between software and AI and how we interact with it.
And not only use what was used for software, but when needed, develop entirely new ways to do it. If you've got, an application that requires a new approach, not only chat, it combines chat and voice, or something that's not even thought of, we're going to do it. If you get people that are more used to, instead of going on Google and pressing on links and having it just done as a summary, we're going to do it. And then we're going to do it in an even better way. For instance,
you will have seen how the interface changed even with ChatGPT to make it easier for people to use the tool. They had the animation, they made it easier to see between, okay, this is my reply, but this is ChatGPT's reply. They had a background on top of the writing, which makes sense.
It comes natural, super easy, super friendly.
And I'll just close the door there.
I want to help everyone with, and I hope you'll be here for the journey, fusing these two worlds and making sure we have the bridge to go from A to B, to make you stand out, to build a new paradigm for how that fits our lives and that fits the technology, and how it's going to progress at an even accelerated rate.
We're really at the cutting edge, and when you're building a product and you want to stand out, I'm going to create content and I'm going to create products that will be a showcase of top of the line interactions that will make you differentiated from the marketplace, that will attract more customers, that will retain your user base, and that will make sure your product is successful in a sea of millions of AI fishes.
How should I call it? Revolution? Well, welcome to the AI UX revolution.